Hello, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist here at Tech Travel Geeks. And this is the Tech Travel Geeks unboxing and first impressions video of the SuperEQ S1 hybrid active noise cancelling headphones. SuperEQ is a brand that you may have seen recently here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel, and it is part of the One Audio brand. And SuperEQ sent us this review sample to review. So thanks for sending that to SuperEQ. We'll put this product through its paces and hopefully you come out well at the other end. Right then, let's have a look at what the packaging looks like. SuperEQ is very colourful, and it's not just in the packaging. The products are quite colourful as well. Now you can see the funky packaging indicates the key features of the product, the fact that they're earphones that have active noise cancelling, and there's a few extra specifications on the back. In this case, we don't need to use my knife to unbox the product. On the inside, there's very little plastic to speak of, as we first see. There is the pleather bag for storing the earphones, very similar to the pleather bag that we've seen on One Audio products. I would say the SuperEQ branding is quite loud here. And on the back it gives you information about the 24-month warranty you get with these earphones. So I'll take the cardboard inserts out. Now there's leaflets in here and the usual documentation for feedback, in this case warnings and cautions, the actual instructions for using the earphones, and the quick start guide, the quick guide. So I'm sure we'll look at those later. I'll put them aside now and focus on the other things that we have in the packaging. So in this case we have here a bag that contains a USB-A to micro USB cable. So that's micro USB, not USB Type-C. There is also, in this case, an audio cable. In this case it is a stereo one. It's a dipole TRS cable, 2 TRS. So you can use this to plug your earphones into an analog output, which might be very convenient for you. And then there's an aircraft adapter. So if you fly on older models of aircraft that still have the 2-prong 3.5mm adapter and the standard headphone jack on the other, you can use this to adapt for that. And in terms of travel, that's a very useful thing to include. Sometimes, if you're unlucky enough to get on an older aircraft, this is the accessory that makes maybe a long-haul flight quite bearable. Right then, next things next, let's take the earphones out of their bag. Now, upon first impression, I have to say these have a certain heft to them. They feel quite sturdy. Now, as you can see, they're foldable, so you can put them in the bag for easy travel. But when you unfold them, let's start off with the right side, you can see that you have the SuperEQ branding, and this feels like a metal plate here, hence the heft we had. Same on the left-hand side. You have your usual action button, volume up and volume down, and then you have your active noise cancellation button. There is also the 3.5mm audio jack on the right earphone and the micro USB one for charging. Now, the pleather on the inside of the headrest is quite firm. It's not super soft as we've seen on other earphones. And interestingly, there's some quite good branding on the inside, so they haven't completely missed out on that. And whilst it's soft pleather at the top here, it's hard plastic on the inside. The pleather for the earmuffs is actually very soft. It's very comfortable to hold. And I'll discuss how it feels after quite a few hours use later on. As usual, we'll be putting these through their paces with the playlist, which I'll link to in the description. And what I'm going to do now is take one of the phones out of my pocket. And today it's going to be the iPhone 12 in my Savaletter case that we unboxed and reviewed recently here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel. So Bluetooth is on. I'm going to long press it and go into the Bluetooth settings. Let's have a look at what these earphones look like after we've turned them on. So to turn them on, long press the middle action button. And I've got quite a few devices here. Let's see what devices pop up. So you can see here on my iPhone, I have the SuperEQ S1 coming up. Excellent. So out of the box, as these earphones come out of the box, the spoken word coming through the earphones to confirm the fact that they're paired is in English, much the same as the SuperEQ that we unboxed and provided first impressions of recently. That's the SuperEQ Q1 Pro. So what I'm going to do, as usual, is go away and use these earphones to listen to audiobooks, podcasts, music, watch video, and more importantly, make some video calls. Once I've done that, I'll get back to you with some first impressions. Be aware that I may be putting a ad break in here. So we'll speak to you soon. And so here we are. I'm going to record the last segment of this video using the SuperEQ S1 headphones as a microphone as I speak to camera. So you're not just getting a top-down view of the product itself. Now, my first impressions are really positive. I've actually been using these headphones for a couple of days, not just for music, but also in my day-to-day work. Now, the battery life on these is excellent. So throughout a day of using these, not always as a microphone, but always as headphones, I get around about 8 to 9 hours use out of them without having any issues with battery life. I can then go on using them in the evening without any issues at all, both connected to my desktop machine, my mobile phone, and my Amazon Fire tablet. So overall, very good impressions of the fit and finish, as in how they feel. One thing that I have found is that they're slightly on the heavier side, especially compared to other similarly priced earphones that we reviewed in the past. So they have a bit of heft to them, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you might feel that they feel more snug as a result. In terms of the connectivity, as we said, they're Bluetooth 5, so you can also connect them to multiple devices at the same time. I have connected them to my phone and to my desktop machine at the same time, and they're great. They work really well. And one of the things that I have also tried out is using the Courage cable. That's the 3.5mm audio jack that came included in the box. And that was particularly useful because I was actually looking at an old MP3 player I had from over a decade ago and wanting to see if it still worked. And it did. Just plugged in the 3.5mm jack to the 3.5mm jack in the headphones, and the SuperEQ S1s worked well. Though I will say the volume was slightly lower than on Bluetooth. Obviously, it's not using the same power as on Bluetooth. So great there. Now, I was also doing some vacuum cleaning yesterday, and I have to say the active noise cancellation on the SuperEQ S1 worked perfectly well. There is also the option to have the pass-through or the clarity mode, which allows you to essentially switch from active noise cancellation, which will cancel out the noise, to having that pass through to you, which is particularly useful if maybe you're waiting for an announcement in a train station or at an airport, or you just want to be aware of what's happening around you. So thanks to SuperEQ and One Audio for sending us this sample of the SuperEQ S1. We hope you've enjoyed this quick unboxing and review of the product. And if you have any further questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. As usual, if you don't already, we recommend you subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. And if you enjoyed this video, why not give us a like as well? But for now, thanks for watching, and goodbye from us.